Throughout my childhood and teen years, I watched a lot of cartoons. As I grew older, the more clear it was that some were of much higher quality than others. Sometimes they're more creative, funnier, and when I learned to pay attention to the names of the creators, one that stood out way beyond everybody else was Chuck Jones.
Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Chuck is best known for his series of innovative Looney Tunes animations, including One Froggy Evening, What's Opera Doc, and creating staple characters like Marvin the Martian, the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, and Pepe Le Pew.
Rabbit wax. Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit. Kill the rabbit?
His cartoons had a particular mix of deep character motivation, unusual points of view, like hanging with the bad guy in the Coyote cartoons, and positing that sometimes our roles in nature are simply people just doing their job.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
He was likely the first creator who taught me that the flawed characters, the bad guys or anti-heroes, were way more interesting and relatable than the perfect, flawless characters.
Most of my characters are what I am, like the Coyote or Daffy Duck or so on. As George Orwell said, I've never met a man that was worse than I am, you know? And so all I have to do is dig down inside the character and find out what he's like. I mean, Daffy is, you know, is self-serving.
It may come as a complete surprise to you to find that this is an animated cartoon, and that in animated cartoons they have scenery, and in all the years I... All right, wise guy, where am I?
He had really experimental pieces that pushed the form in ways that few of his contemporaries did, like the meta world of Duck Amuck, but also the unusual design and experimentation, such as the jazzy backgrounds of frequent collaborator Maurice Noble. His non-Looney Tunes film, The Dot and the Line, is another example of such experimentation.
And he was not to be denied, for now he was dazzling.
This groundbreaking film took minimalism to an extreme.
Clever.
Where even the most basic graphic elements, lines and dots, are given personality, motivation, and presence.
Mysterious. Versatile.
Emotional expression is at the very core of every story he makes, including the ones with no actual people or animals. The single work he's probably most remembered for in our modern era is the adaptation of Dr. Seuss's The Grinch That Stole Christmas. The comedic timing and expressive flares of all characters are unique qualities that Jones brought to the Seuss illustrations, and it's why this cartoon is held in higher respect than both the original source material or subsequent adaptations.
The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
There are echoes of Jones's work in other media I've loved in my youth. In a particularly touching story, Grant Morrison and Chaz Truog did an Animal Man issue which brought the Coyote into DC Comics, only to be murdered and resurrected by the unseen hand of a cruel creator similar to Duck Amuck. Looking throughout animation, comics, films, and other media, it's difficult to find a creator with as singular a vision as Chuck Jones. Empathetic, expressive, sarcastic, observational, hilarious, and talented.